Nestled deep in the heart of the Andarian Nebula, the planet Velexian shone like a sapphire amidst the void of space. It was home to the Velexians, a proud and advanced race known for their striking bioluminescent skin and profound disdain for humans. To them, humans were a crude species, driven by greed and violence, traits that had stained countless intergalactic encounters. Elara, a Velexian historian, was no exception. Her loathing for humans was deeply rooted in her studies. For decades, she'd pored over records of human conflicts, environmental destruction, and betrayals, shaking her head at their short-sightedness. Humans take more than they give, she often muttered, her violet eyes glowing faintly with irritation. But her peaceful disdain was disrupted when the Galactic Concord assigned her to collaborate with a human scientist named Dr. Alex Carter. The Concord, a coalition promoting interspecies unity, needed Velexia's expertise in crystalline energy to stabilize the failing energy grids on Earth. Despite her protests, Elara was ordered to join the mission. The unlikely partnership. Elara's first encounter with Alex was as unpleasant as she expected. He was tall, with messy brown hair and a seemingly permanent air of optimism. "I've read about Velexians my whole life," he said, extending a hand. "It's an honor to work with you." Elara stared at his hand as though it were an alien artifact. She crossed her arms and replied coolly, "Let's focus on the task, Dr. Carter." Alex smiled awkwardly and withdrew his hand. "Right. Of course." Their first weeks were tense. Elara's precision and structured methods clashed with Alex's creative and often impulsive problem-solving. While she meticulously calculated the properties of the Velexian crystals, Alex would experiment wildly, often resulting in minor explosions or accidental energy surges. "You humans," Elara snapped after one such incident, "act without thinking. These crystals are not toys, Dr. Carter." Alex rubbed the back of his neck sheepishly. "You're right. I'll be more careful." Despite his clumsiness, Elara couldn't deny that Alex was brilliant. His ability to see connections others missed slowly began to impress her. Over time, she found herself grudgingly respecting his intellect, though she'd never admit it. A shared struggle. Their breakthrough came during a late-night session in the lab. Alex had discovered that the crystals responded to certain harmonic frequencies, an idea Elara had dismissed as absurd. But when he demonstrated it, the crystals vibrated and emitted a steady, potent energy pulse. "You were right," Elara admitted reluctantly. Alex grinned. "Did I just hear a Velexian admit a human was right? I should record this for posterity." Elara's stern expression softened into the faintest hint of a smile. "Don't push your luck, Dr. Carter." As they worked together to refine the technique, their conversations became less formal. Alex spoke of Earth's beauty, its oceans, forests, and the resilience of its people. Elara shared stories of Velexia's harmonious society and their connection to nature. To her surprise, Alex listened with genuine interest and admiration. One evening, as they stood on the observation deck of their ship, Alex gazed out at the swirling nebula. "Do you really hate humans, Elara?" he asked quietly. She hesitated. "I hate what your species has done. The destruction, the wars. We've made mistakes," Alex admitted. "But we're trying to do better. Isn't that worth something?" For the first time, Elara saw sincerity in his eyes. It was a look of hope, of a species striving for redemption. It stirred something within her, a flicker of doubt about her long-held beliefs. A bond forged in crisis. As their project neared completion, disaster struck. A rogue faction opposed to interspecies cooperation sabotaged their lab, triggering a cascade of energy explosions. The ship's systems began to fail, and the volatile crystals threatened to destroy everything. Amidst the chaos, Alex risked his life to stabilize the core. Elara watched in horror as he braved the searing energy waves to manually shut down the reactor. When he collapsed from the effort, she rushed to his side, her bioluminescent skin glowing with alarm. "Why would you do something so reckless?" she demanded, her voice trembling. He smiled weakly. "Because it was the right thing to do. Because I care about this mission. And because I care about you." Elara's heart ached. In that moment, she saw Alex not as a representative of humanity, but as an individual, flawed, courageous, and deeply kind. She realized her hatred had blinded her to the potential for good in humans. A new beginning. With Alex's recovery and the project's completion, Earth's energy crisis was averted. The success marked a turning point in interspecies relations, fostering newfound hope for unity. Elara returned to Velexia, but she couldn't forget Alex. His words, his actions, and his unwavering belief in humanity lingered in her mind. Against her better judgment, she reached out to him through the Concord's communication network. Their conversations became a regular occurrence, growing more personal with each exchange. Alex shared his dreams of a better future, while Elara spoke of her changing perspective. Slowly, their bond deepened into something neither had anticipated. The final choice. When Alex visited Velexia as part of a diplomatic delegation, Elara greeted him at the crystalline gates of her city. Under the bioluminescent glow of the Velexian sky, he took her hand. "You've changed my view of humans," she admitted softly. "And you've changed my heart. Does that mean you'll give us a chance?" he asked, hope flickering in his eyes. Elara smiled, her luminous skin shimmering with warmth. "Perhaps. But only if you promise to keep surprising me." Alex Carter. As they stood together, two beings from different worlds, the stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if celebrating the union of two hearts once divided by prejudice but now united by love. Epilogue. Years later, Elara and Alex's partnership became a symbol of interspecies collaboration. Together, they spearheaded initiatives that transformed entire planets, blending Velexian technology with human ingenuity. Their love story inspired countless others, proving that even the deepest divides could be bridged with understanding, courage, and compassion. And in the quiet moments, when they gazed up at the stars, they both knew they'd found something rare and extraordinary, a love that transcended the boundaries of their worlds.